Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Happy Monday, everyone. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz. And let me see all those beautiful faces. There they are. There they are. Happy Monday to everyone. I love doing this show. All right, let's get right into it because, of course, I want to get to everyone. I want to give everyone enough time to rock out. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We've been doing this for 102 weeks in a row, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube if you'd like to see any of our other online programming and recordings of the Monday Night Online Open Mic from last week or the other 100 Monday Night Online Open Mics. You can check it out on Facebook and YouTube. And if you happen to be watching this live on Facebook or YouTube, on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see the Zoom number there, 279-995-364. Be free to join us. Come on in. Our assistant producer for the Monday nights, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, will let you in, even though he is a producer on Hybrid and on Two Venues, One Mic, which we'll be talking about much later on. We'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can help us with a tax-deductible donation by going to www.neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting us on the Cash App, New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Tonight, dreams and nightmares. Ooh, I'm excited to hear what we have in store for us today with this theme. Now, of course, if you are on our open mic list and you did not write to theme, do not worry. You can still rock out whatever poem you want to share. On the right-hand side of the screen, you're going to see what our upcoming themes are. Next week is World Poetry Day, so do whatever you want. It's World Poetry Day. Also, you will see in 3 weeks, it will be our 2-year anniversary. We would have been doing this Monday Night Online Open Mic for 2 years in a row. April 18th is Haiku Day. April 25th is Poet Appreciation. That is when the open mic, you're not allowed to share any of your poetry. You're going to have to share a poem by another poet. We'll get into that again later on as we get closer to the date. All of this can be found on my Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you give me a follow at Advocate of Words. And when you spell words, that's with a Z because poetic license. I also got YouTube. I got some interesting things on there that you might like. So make sure that you go and you check that out. Okay. Here are some rules for the poets who are performing. Poets, when it is your turn to perform and I call you, please put your camera on. We not only want to see your beautiful faces, we want to see all of your expressions. We are looking to simulate an in-person open mic as much as possible, and we want to see those expressive faces, so make sure that you turn your camera on. Also, please have your poems ready. If you are using the digital world, you're using a computer, laptop, iPad, whatever kind of gadget you've got today, make sure that your poem is already brought up, that you're not going and searching for the file. If you're going analog style, get that paper out, get it turned to the page in your book of what poem you are going to read. So when I call you, we are ready to go. Poets, you have 3 minutes to perform, not 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3 minutes, not 3 minutes and 15 seconds. 3 minutes to perform, and you have about a 30-second intro. We have come to hear the poems. So quickly let the people know where they can find you online. That is where you can tell everyone about all the different things you're doing. We actually have a lot of poets who are doing many things and just sharing their poetry on open mics and tonight's open mic. So make sure that you give them a follow. And after that, get into the poem. We want to hear the poem. In terms of censorship, put the kiddies to bed. Some of our poets like to use mommy and daddy language, and some of our poets, on a more serious note, will be very vulnerable. They will be cutting open a main artery to their soul. So some of the stuff they could be talking about is triggering. So make sure that you are prepared for that. You have been warned. Put the kids to bed. After our poets perform, you're going to see this sign. The host would like you to unmute. You click that blue button. You say a big F you to your neighbors, and you get really loud. Celebrate the poets, whether they're doing it on stage or on the Zoom, whether this is their first time or whether they've been doing it 1,000 times. It is never easy to share your poetry. Sign-ups begin before the show, 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would visit neweurekan.org and click Full Events Calendar. When you do that, you would click on the Monday you're signing up for. Like next week would be the 21st. You would click on the 21st and you would order an artist RSVP ticket. It is the only way to get onto the open mic list. Not the view RSVP ticket, the artist RSVP ticket. It's going to cost you a whole whopping $0. It's free to participate. Make sure if you want to get on the open mic list, 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern is when you would go and sign up, get the artist RSVP ticket. Let's write a book of poems started. Yesterday, we had some really interesting poems. Some of the poets, I gave them small prompts, and those tended to be a little bit more difficult than the longer prompt we did. We're going to continue it on Sunday. Of course, if you are interested in joining the workshop, it is now up on the calendar. You would go to neweurekan.org, and you would click Full Events Calendar again. You would see it there on Sunday, and you would see the price packages that we have. I will talk about that a little bit later as well. Also, April 5th is coming up. That is when you are going to be able to send in your poem for the anthology. Again, the Anthology Online Open Mic. It is just a working title. If you have performed on the Monday or Thursday night online open mic and you want to, one of the poems, 5 actually, we're going to open it up. You're allowed to submit 5 poems that you have performed on the Monday or Thursday night online open mic, and you would like it to go into the anthology starting April 5th. You will be able to do that. More information is coming on that soon as well. Also, this Saturday, we are linking up with Tokyo. It has been a long time coming. Kotoba Slam Japan. I know some of you have been attending their online open mics, especially the one a few days ago. I think they were celebrating an anniversary. I've heard so many beautiful things. I know they're super excited about it. We're super excited about it. Again, I'm going to talk about that later because I really do want to get to the poems today. Also, the Wednesday night Poetry Slam Open is back at the New Yorican Poets Cafe. Doors open at 8. We're going to start about 8:15. If you would like to compete for being named the Grand Slam champion of the New Yorican Poets Cafe, you would come here at 8 o'clock. Make sure you're here before 8. The line, tends to get really long. You would sign up. The winner of the Wednesday night is invited to a future Friday night slam, and that is when you are going to be in the tournament. This is not on Zoom. This is only in the cafe. Luckily, fortunately for me, I am getting to host that, and last week was phenomenal. I know some of you showed up. Arlene showed up. Not Tani. Jenna Fleeson showed up, and Christian Morant showed up. We had a good old time. It was a packed house. So Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, make sure that you come by and check that out. Enough is enough. Here is the list for the open mic tonight. We have a couple people who are new, and we have someone we haven't heard from in a long time, Shania Parker. Actually, I heard from her because she was in the workshop yesterday, so I had to dig it into her a little, like, where have you been with the Monday Night Online Open Mic? So she took it serious, and she signed up. I'm eager to hear her tonight. We also have David Winston. I don't believe David has ever signed up for a Monday Night Online Open Mic. And also Ivan Velez. I don't believe he's ever signed up for a Monday Night Online Open Mic. So I am eager to hear them. I'm going to make sure that I am going to copy and paste the full open mic list and put it in the chat in a little bit. But I think I have spoken enough, and we want to get to the poems. And starting us off is the Beanie God herself, Deadpan Lizzie. Let me unmute Deadpan Lizzie. There she is. Good to see you, sis. Let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to rock out.
Good to see you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and many others this Saturday at 2-1. I wrote a Panku, which is a form of poetry I came up with 9-word poems, or 9 lines of 9 words, or 9 stanzas of 9 lines of 9 words. That Panku book, Hundabini, comes out later this year, and this fits the prompt tonight, and will be in my book coming out later this year. It is untitled. I have a dream I will never be asked if scissoring is real again. Be told I can only achieve sexual pleasure, intimacy, have an orgasm with specific toys, oral sex, or fast fingering. Why can't 2 women rubbing clits up against one another achieve wet, steamy, sensual sensations? As lips roughly or gently lock over and over, are you aware these comments are sexist, homophobic, cause anxiety, stress, and nightmares? I love scissoring, as do my partners, just fine. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Ted.
Yes! Fuck
Awesome.
yeah!
Let it all like that, then.
Live the dream. Live the dream.
Go.
Tell them how it's done.
No censorship. I told y'all, mommy and daddy language. Make sure you go give Deadpan a follow. She's also into real estate. So, if you need yourself an apartment, somewhere to live, you can get yourself a poem and an apartment. Appreciate you, Deadpan. She is a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Another mainstay here is a gentleman who's joining us from the UK, and that is Lantern Carrier, but I don't see him. Is he here, Ron? Ron, do you see him?
Indeed.
There he is. I see him, brother. It is a pleasure to see you. Thank you for staying up late with us. Let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then you got 3 minutes to rock out. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too. Okay, so it's all there. The roots of injustice has generally included the seizure of labor, lands, or natural resources. The seeds of dissension were usually well planted, even as the oppressor made our homes a sacrifice to fulfill an avalanche of avarice and desires. The toil of anxiety still grabs us in sleep, knowing it's a long walk to tomorrow's sunrise. Callousness has hidden the light of their souls, inhibiting our abilities to laugh, sing, and dance. A river of tears still haunts our emotions like ghosts in this sad world of greed, inequality, and exploitation. We're a suffering people whose wounds and scars have traversed centuries of abuse, bleeding internally and externally while the invaders' extended tentacles reached out far and wide across villages, countries, and continents around the globe. We are still enslaved, still suffer inequity and suppression, still die in large numbers, subjected to human trafficking and the defilement of our women, still discriminated against across numerous borders. Rest in peace, Nat Turner, Geronimo and the Great Cochise, Steve Biko, Marcus Garvey, Subhash Chandra Bose and the great freedom fighters of India, Lapu Lapu of Mactan Cebu and Toussaint Louverture of Haiti, Incas, Aztecs, Aborigines and Maoris, and other indigenous people. To the dauntless who answered the freedom call against the repressive few who created a system of apartheid, segregation, and discrimination purely to fill their coffers, played golf and dined at lavish banquets while we toiled in cotton, tobacco, and sugarcane plantations. Today, the same system that enslaved us spreads across Europe, where kindred spirits are marginalized as a people pushed to the depth of the abyss by our own selfishness because they're either strategically located or Mother Gaia has blessed them with gas, iron, uranium, and other natural resources. Rest in peace to those men and women on both sides, running from the red and orange flames raging across the sky, destroying their cities, killing them with toxicity and awe, as well as hunger and deprivation. Condolences to those fleeing nightmarish dreams and realities. We call for international prayers, hearts crying out to the divine for love and fellowship, to heal the souls of humans everywhere, to remember the dying, the loved ones left behind, so they may grieve or rest peacefully in the coming of the New Jerusalem. We've cupped our hands together. Now let the intensity of our salat reach out to the healing rays of the invisible. O lantern, humans everywhere are afflicted by the roots of suffering. Use your heart for prayerful service and not your mind for casting stones. Lantern carrier. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourself. Give it up for this man.
Lantern carrier.
That was great. I always enjoy hearing you.
No,
Wonderful.
that's how you get down. Dope, Lantern.
Lantern Carrier, he put his info into the chat. Make sure that you go and you check this man out. He is out in the UK. It is late for him. He is pissing off all his neighbors for our pleasure, and we love it. Make sure you give him a follow. Lantern Carrier, a mainstay here in the Monday Night Online Open Mic. And of course, as always, everyone, if those of you who are performing, if you would like to put your social media handle into your name on Zoom, you could do that. If you're not performing, but you still want to put your handle into your Zoom name, your social media handle into your Zoom name, feel free to do so. And we are going to continue next with another mainstay who doesn't need a social media handle because his name is just that, Jeff Cottrell at jeffcottrell.com. Jeff, it is good to see you and Pinky as always. The floor is yours, brother.
All right, good to see you. So to stick with the theme, I thought I would read a few Facebook posts about my own dreams. So this is from March 2018. I was at an awful house party where everybody was bored and miserable. There was a middle-aged TV actor there who was trying to talk to the other guests about Jesus. Pretty sure it wasn't Kirk Cameron. There was also a lady in a black dress who was very drunk. She was trying to dance with a glass of wine in her hand, but she spilled it all over the couch. Her husband came and screamed at and berated her in front of all the other guests and said, "Clean that up now, or we're getting in the car and heading right back to San Francisco." Then the couple left, and a guest standing near me said about the incident, "That was sort of a sordid assortment of disordered assembly, sort of." That was a real dream. Here's another one. This is from just last February. I was attending the Academy Awards, which the Muppets were hosting. At one point, it was obvious that Kermit had forgotten his lines, and you could see the puppeteer scrambling from under the table and dashing off stage. The Kermit puppet just sat there stiffly for several minutes. At another point, one of the stars was bantering with Miss Piggy. "So you like attending these award ceremonies?" he said. "Is there enough going on for you to keep coming?" And Miss Piggy replied, "Oh, I know how to keep coming, buddy." But only a few people laughed. Also, somewhere in there was a band called Goat Cookie. And this one was from April 2019. Last night's dream, I was kidnapped and held hostage by two young guys who were obsessed with 1980s pop culture and wouldn't shut up about it. Imagine the Fargo kidnappers crossed with the Ready Player One kid. At one point, they dragged me into the woods and made me take pictures of them reenacting the corpse finding scene from Stand By Me. And this is from August 2021. I arrived extremely late to meet somebody in a movie theater. The turnout was very sparse. The screen was showing a minimalist cartoon of several anthropomorphic geometric shapes riding motorcycles. It was the same continuous shot of them riding towards the audience. The soundtrack was just loud metal music and some guy shouting random nonsense. I said to my companion very loudly, "I'd ask you not to spoil it, but I have no idea what's going on. A spoiler might actually help." Everybody in my section laughed, but it turned out that my ticket was only good for the balcony, so I went there and it was empty. Now the screen was showing a bad cartoon version of Julius Caesar. Every ticket came with a large shrink-wrapped plastic tray of what must have been hundreds of cigarettes. I ran out to a nearby parkette and shoved it into a trash can because I don't smoke. And I'll do one more if there's time. I was working on the set of a King Kong remake taking place in Toronto. Samantha Bee was in the Fay Ray role, but much more active and heroic and feminist. At one point, we all went to a gym that had a Beatles trivia machine. It was sort of like a jukebox, but with trivia questions. It cost $10 to use. 10 Canadian dollars, I assume. Okay, so I have a novel that's now available for pre-order. It looks like that. That's what my book looks like. And there's a big Zoom launch party happening this Saturday afternoon. So I'm going to put some links in the chat about the big Zoom launch party and the links to buy the book. Thank you.
Give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
That was hilarious as usual, Jeff. You're very
Loved
creative.
it.
Always dope. man.
Love your book cover.
Jeff Cottrell, make sure you go get that dude's book. Give him a follow so that you can go and see the Zoom launch party. Congratulations, Jeff. Wishing you all the best with it, and of course to Pinky. You know, we're really here for Pinky. So I am sure Pinky will be at the Zoom gathering. I am sure that Pinky got a shout out in the book, right, Jeff? Right. Pinky got the maybe Jeff is a hater. He's upset that Pinky's outshining him. It's okay. My girlfriend outshines me. Shout out to Mariella Salazar, y'all. Shout out to her. All right, let's keep it moving. Speaking of my girlfriend, who is so nice to me, she gives me a hall pass. Next coming up is Diane Ward. I love me some Diane Ward. And of course, all jokes aside, this woman is a fantastic writer. The community loves her. We love all the poetry she shares. She's incredibly diverse. Diane, it is good to see you, and the floor is yours. We're ready for you.
Thank you so much. I welcome this community so much. I look forward to you and Mariella and everyone. Thank you. I wrote to the prompt, Dreams and Nightmares, and I will say within the 3 minutes, it's not a long piece. We're told that Eden was real, not a dream. Look, we've made Eden today's nightmare. We're told love is real, not a dream. Look how love is abused and becomes, for some, nightmares. We're told that life and living is real, not a dream. Look how some of us torture and abuse others, and living becomes a nightmare. We're told that peace is not a dream and it's attainable. Look how peace is thwarted by those for their personal gain. We're told that individuals can make a positive difference, and yet the timing so often skewed and undermine results in a nightmare. To get to Eden and love and life and peace and positive difference and viable discourse, for that to become a dream and reality, blow all nightmares to hell where they belong. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give Diane Ward some love.
Diane,
Yes,
Diane.
All the
Diane,
nightmares.
important.
Man, goodness.
Awesome.
Always good to hear you, Miss Diane. Always.
See why I love this woman, Diane Ward. She is fantastic, and she's even better in person, let me tell you. I adore this woman, and she does have no social media. So if you want to see more of her, you come on the Monday night online open mic, and you will get some of Diane Ward and the beauty that she brings. Also, I know that she does some work with Ron Mark Thompson as well. We're going to speak to him in a little bit. Yeah, you can find out about his organization and what it does. But Diane, thank you so much. You are a cherished member of this community, and the chat even put it in there. And if we're not going to do a poll, but if we were to ask a poll saying, who had to leave, Wordz or Diane, I'd be out the door. We love us some Diane Ward. All right, so let's keep it moving so I don't put no thoughts in anyone's head because I want to stay here. Next coming up is Mr. Ed Foreman, Mr. Poetastic. Now, Ed, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of days ago, you were part of the online open mic with Katoba Slam Japan, who were partnering with two venues, one mic. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, my brother from Nelma. That burns boys right under. Yes, it was so much fun under the sun. But
awesome. I heard that they said a lot of nice things. I'm telling you, are they not fantastic? Katobo Slam Japan is awesome. I can't wait to work with them. Nonetheless, right now, that is on Saturday. But at this moment, we got us some Mr. Ed Foreman, Ed Poetastic. Let the people know they can find you online, brother, and then you got 3 minutes to rock out. A pleasure to see you.
Pleasure to see you too. Thank you for filling in my my boring blues. All right. If you want to follow me, please feel free. You can follow me at Facebook at Eddie Foreman, and you can follow me at IG at Eddie Foreman 92. So let's go push on through. My name is Ed Poetastic and feeling fantastic. Please get in time to join my rhyme for all you feel sublime. Okay, this piece is from the theme and it's called Nightmarish Daydream. Oh my God, I'm so late. The bills are due. Oh, Mondays I hate. I'm weak. Do I have the flu? Stove, hurry up for goodness sake. My boss is gonna be a red balloon. Breakfast, expired cake. I'm not complaining, it will do. Silver not starting, give me a break. Bathroom, what did I come into? Laundry is full. The dirty mistake. Come on, old, new. Out the door, time to make or break. Ooh, something smells under my shoe. The nasty things dogs eat and make. Wet towels, a bunch, only a few. A wet towel, sanitizer, and shake, shake, shake. Hope nobody sniff and say ew. Off to work. Wait, what's that quake? Construction, I need to get through. Oh, my mind and body ache. The work is going to stick like glue. I'll sit and listen to music while I bake. Stop honking, get a clue. For God or Buddha's sake, go around. There are potholes in the avenues. I'm finally here, avoiding mistakes. Oh, hey, boss. Please don't be red or blue. I'm very sorry I was so late. Yes, I have a lot of work to pursue. Wait, what's the time? 8. I think I've been cursed. Is this a daily joke or fate? It's the same thing, but in reverse. I feel like I'm going to fate. If I do, it's gonna be much worse. Welcome, Matt. Where's the key for the gate? Ah, my body's going to burst. Here's the key. Another daydream nightmare awaits. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves, give some energy to Ed.
Excellent.
That was
Poetastic.
cute, Ed. I like
Oh,
that.
Eddie, let's go.
Thank you.
Love you. Very cute.
And make sure you put your info into the chat. Poets, of course, after you're done performing, visit the chat. You can see all the nice things that people are saying about you. Mr. Ed Poetastic, a mainstay here, as well at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. And if you are paying attention to the chat, our next poet who's coming up, I think he's in some kind of trouble from what I'm seeing in the chat. And that's my man in Buffalo, The Withdrawn. Brother, let the people know where they can find you online. And you got 3 minutes to rock out. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. Y'all can follow me at The Withdrawn, thewithdrawn.com. So good to be home and see y'all, man. I love you. So yeah, my poems are dreams and nightmares, so we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna continue the Keep It 100 poem from 2 weeks ago. And this is the other half. For the 2022 election, I vote Marissa Prada president for the nasty New York woman and Eddie Foreman. When the firefighters bring red or green books, I expect a copy for every poet present in this place. Failure to do so results in posting billboards of me giving Lady Lotus face. In the Bronx the other day, I heard there was a travel ban, which sucks because how is La Tormenta's hair gonna get pulled in Van Cortlandt again? I'm sure I'll figure out something despite the hassle. Wait, hold up though. What about a spontaneous trip out to Seattle? I delight in visiting Gina to give her hugs and these nuts. Plus, Eiffel towering her out of love would be so rad. Homie says he'll save some for his dog, but how can I believe him when I'm just a mere cat? These days, I've been trying to marry Ella. Mental. Except at the wedding, his peoples will probably ask where the salads are. My fat ass can't give up no goddamn meat, so we gotta figure out what our other options are. Thoughts whisper in my head to head between the space above knees but below belt. Like, mommy, if I could teleport through the Zoom screen right now, my multilingual tongue will tell you nothing is withdrawn about this mouth. I got 100 more poets, but we'll keep it at these several. Just wait till 200 rolls around. I'll be coming for way more of that episode. Thank y'all for rocking the 100 show special that is so special because our soul's special. Every single one of you genuinely make life worth living. I love you. Thank you.
Give it up for our wild.
Good job, man. That's beautiful.
Are you
Awesome.
kidding?
Withdrawn about this now.
I love you, man.
Good job.
He's a hoe.
Check out The Withdrawn at The Withdrawn or thewithdrawn.com. Like I said, I looked in the chat. It looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. So, you know, we're going to pray for you after that. That's why The Withdrawn was so like somber and sharing his poem. And the thing is like, he's like, I love y'all. I hope I make it to episode 200. We praying for you, brother. We praying for you. Can't wait to see you. You said you were coming down next month. I can't wait to see you. Make sure you give my man a follow, The Withdrawn. Next coming up is Stephanie Vance. I did see her here before. Yes, she is here. Stephanie Vance. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, Stephanie, did we choose one of your poems for Poem of the Week?
No, I do not, unless you did and didn't tell me.
I thought maybe we did, maybe not. I don't know, but it's so worthy. This woman is all kinds of awesome. Stephanie, let the people know where they can find you online, and then we are so ready for your poetry. It's good to see you again, sis.
Good to be here, as always. You can find me on Instagram at Steph Makes Faces, And at the link in my bio, you can pre-order my book coming out in June. I'm very excited. And forgive the sound of congestion. I am getting over a cold. Okay. This piece is called Boogeyman. There is a boogeyman in my bed. I can feel his presence with my back turned, feel his breath, his warmth. I can almost hear the beating of his heart. He's been there for a while, exists only for me, against my better judgment. I cannot let him go. There is a boogeyman in my bed, and he looks a lot like you. Want is not quite the right word, though it is true. I have wanted you back in my arms, back in my bed, but back is not a direction I know. Back like what we turned on each other when it got a little dicey, back like the back of your hands, your knuckles chafed and flaking from how hard you thought your life was, that I just wanted to moisturize, feast your eyes on this face one last time before you go back home. No, back doesn't suit me at all. I sleep facing my boogeyman so I know where he is at all times. I don't dare touch him and disturb his peace. I sleep facing my boogeyman so I can watch him leave, and I want him to leave. I think I want him to leave. I want to yell, "Spectre, be gone," and be done with it. But I can't power pose my way out. I still don't want to be alone. This is forward with a broken heart, a moth in amber, lifeless and pristine. I am the amber, preserving the memory of that which did not want to be caught. There is a boogeyman in my bed, and I am not ready to say goodbye. I must not be ready. I must be ready. Be ready. This boogeyman in my bed is starting to fade, glitching like a cheap hologram, a hologram of a moth wriggling out of stone. Layers of artifice and artifact between is the only way I can see clearly, see clear to release the specter of my dreams.
Whew, unmute yourselves. Give this woman some energy. Stephanie.
Good job, Stephanie.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, poet.
Going.
Yeah, word. That was fire.
Whew, go give her a follow at Steph Makes Faces. Ooh, Stephanie Vance, a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I love having her on. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you and your poetry, your writing. I love it. All right, let's keep the goodness going. We're now going south to Florida to my man, Gustav Salas. There he is, who has also participated in the hybrid open mic. Oh, and Stephanie's participated in the hybrid open mic as well, joining us via Zoom. Bro, it is good to see you. Let the good folks know where they can find you online. And then you got 3 minutes to rock out, brother.
Good to see you. My IG's in the chat. This is brand new. Our dreams echo through time, immortal. A glimpse beyond the galactic portal. Visions of bliss and peace eternal, rising above the news of war and strife infernal. These lucid dreams create a new reality. We sail out on a liminal sea to find a place we can be free, loving, playing, creating eternity. And this is an old one. I am the groove messiah. I am the burning man. I am the fire. I am the spear in the side of Christ. I am the gangbanger I just iced. I am the divine in my comedy. I am the illest, my own remedy. I am the melody behind my beat. I am the shoes upon my feet. I am the codons of my DNA. I am the word that made me today. I am you as you are me. I am unchained as we all are, free. Thank you.
Ooh, Gustav Salas, unmute yourselves. Give this man some energy, y'all.
Nice job, Gustav.
Oh, Gustav, let's go.
I am you as you are me.
Go.
Gustav Salas, our man out in Florida. Another mainstay here, the Monday Night Online Open Mic. In fact, tonight we have a lot of mainstays, which I really appreciate because we are building this community off the shoulders of the people in the mainstays. And also, we have some people who normally are on the online open mic, but because of our rules, we don't allow people to rock out in consecutive weeks so that we could leave space for others. And I see that we do have some people here who are not on the online open mic for tonight, but they are coming to hang out with us, like my man Propaganda Poet, who will be rocking out at 2 venues, 1 mic in the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am excited to see him in person. And of course, also Amanda Ashley Villanueva, who is causing trouble in the chat, but she is here giving love to all of our poets rocking out. I appreciate you too, Amanda. Please do not hurt the withdrawn, at least not bad enough that he can't come to our events. Also, Jose Varela is back. Jose is back. I see Jose. It is a pleasure to see you back, brother. Thank you for checking us out. My man Nico Diaz is here. He's going to be rocking out at 2 venues, 1 mic as well. I'm loving it. All right, let's continue. I want to hear more poetry. Next coming up is Pretty Poetic. Let me unmute Shania. Let me unmute her. And y'all might not have heard her in a while, but I got to hear her because yesterday she was partaking in the workshop. Let's write a book of poems. Hopefully I see you next week. I am so ready to write so much more next week, but forget that right now. We here to hear what you got to share with us today. Let the people know they can find you online. And welcome back to Monday, Shania. It's good to see you.
Oh, thank you. It's good to see everybody. So my Instagram is _pretty.poetic. And I have a website which has like my poetry. It's prettypoetic.org. So I just wrote 2 limericks, actually, inspired by yesterday. Yeah, so I have 2. Okay, so the first one. Last night I dreamed I was in jail. My family sent me no mail. First visitor through me. It was Drake and he knew me and was so kind to pay for my bail. And then the next one. It seems that dreams pass me in slumber. No dreaming for weeks makes me wonder. I just don't understand. Did I vex the Sandman? I awake with no dreams to recover. And that's it.
Shania Parker with the limericks.
Give it
up for her.
Nice job, Shania. Really cool. With that style on them. Drop it on them. Go.
Make sure that you go and give her a follow. Yes. Yesterday we were writing limericks. Later on in the year, we're going to be writing some more limericks. I love me some limericks. But right now, I want y'all to make sure that you write down or copy and paste Shania's handle, social media handle, and go give her a follow. Shania, I look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully, you can make it again, sis. All right, let's keep it moving. Next coming up is Marilee Johnson, who's looking all kinds of awesome in her New Eurekan Poets Cafe attire at the last hybrid event. Marilee, it's good to see you. Let the people know they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Okay, well, for now, tune in on Mondays or every other Monday or something. Anyway. So I have 1 haiku, monochromatic, affectless. I pace my heart to hear the echo, monochromatic, affectless. I pace my heart to hear the echo. Thank you.
I love it. Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Marilee, y'all.
Short delivery. Nice.
Bravo.
I love it. I love the tone. I love how the tone went with the words, and then I love how the echo went with the words too. Marilee Johnson, you can catch her here in the Monday night online open mics or at her events here in the cafe because she has been coming and she has rocked out on her stage and she has also come to support. Like I said last time, she was wearing this really sweet New Eurekan Poets Cafe shirt. I appreciated that. Marilee Johnson. All right, next coming up is, you've been hearing his voice all night. No matter the night, even when he is not signed up, you're probably going to hear his voice because he doesn't give a you-know-what about his neighbors. He just likes to shower all of the poets in the room with love, and that is my man, Elemental. Brother, it's a pleasure to see you. Loving your background. Your attire and background are always in sync. I love it. Let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your fire, brother.
Appreciate you. Shout out to the best host in the Zoomverse, advocate of words with a Z, because you know, poetic license, what. That's the dude right there, man. Shout out Storm Gods in the building. Sounds from the underground, perfect storm on the way. Poison Clan rocks the world. Elemental.com is where you can find me. Plug in. To all the poets who came before me and after, I truly appreciate your energy. Let's keep it rocking. This is brand new. Dreams and Nightmares. Let's get it. They say, dreams and nightmares exist on opposite ends of remembering spectrum. Different scapes don't occupy same space, insane mind games. Same mind frame. Nightly conversations with destiny and verses we rarely comprehend. Tend to get offended when pulled from heights of luxurious flight, bursting clouds of doubt, make it rain blessings in drought-ridden deserts of conspiracy where political seats are available to highest bidders of right hue. Slanted skew of paraíso built on machismo and false bravado stolen from promised lands, but nightmares. When seen through American dream tinted lenses, praying for assimilation style blessings, see villains as heroes worthy of praise. Let twisted pictures make jigsaw of perception, give glory to gory renditions of torture and call it entertaining. More first 48, less inception, dreaming of genies waking to urban nightmares and Meek Mill fashion, blasting Maybach music, become nuisance of ruthless Rockefeller death row chain dangler, diamond encrusted danger moves so smooth they oyster perpetual, conceptually destined to remain underfoot or boot or leash. They repeat no Dr. Strange eye of Agamotto, sleight of hand, maliciously corrupt uniformity toward harming me, arming few with more and more narratives of placement on hierarchy to remind folks poverty is on trial, tried in courts of public opinion, found guilty of being something more than worker for slave wages, AKA nothing, scraps of nothing from filthy tables with electric chairs for front row seats to the Constitution in action. Funny how dreams and nightmares seem to have the same address, just across the road rash of lessons learned to we the best coexistence with wide open eyes, part threat, part alphabet annihilator, first generation acidic, so sick with it, poetically speaking, plague airwaves with righteous verbal gymnastics, decode, cheat mode, and reload to expose soldiers of fortune tellers wearing hellish grins called diplomatic immunity, dropping bombs with impunity while we rest sleeplessly at intersection between pearly gates and purgatory, trading war stories of survival and revival. We seance spirits of barakas and head knockers in this Mortal Kombat infinity, part blessing, part curse, with such a way with words, right sight into blind mandates, cause more ruckus than my name was destruction, signed with an alarm clock, so you wake up and know it was we, the troublesome breed, making nightmares of dreams, better known as poetry. Sleep tight. Peace.
Woo! Give it up.
That was great, Elemental.
Damn it, I got Steve.
The flow.
So good. Time.
Up to the city.
Amazing.
Get it.
Time. You are not human, bro. You are not human.
Elemental, the man who is not human. You can check out his website, elemental.com. When you spell elemental, you take the T out, you put the number 2 in, elemental.com. Brother, a pleasure as always. Your poems always tight. Your background and attire is always tight. You tight, man. Can't wait till you come back out to New York City. Shout out to you, man. Gotta let the mic cool for a little. So real quick, shout out some people again who are here, and I'm seeing them on camera. Now you may be seeing in the Zoom, those of you on Zoom, and also on YouTube and Facebook, you may see this man with his beautiful beard and hair, and it says, at the curly-headed Nini. That is Christian Morant. He will be rocking out at 2 venues, 1 mic as well. Excited to have him rocking out and joining us this weekend. Also want to give a shout out to someone whose Zoom name is Apartment 710. Your apartment is looking awesome in the background. Maybe next time we're going to host our open mic there. I'm loving the lighting. Shout out to Apartment 710, right? She got a nice apartment. It's called Apartment 710. Now all of us just need to find the building, and then we know where dinner and the next open mic is going to be held. Appreciate it. Also here from Brooklyn, Mia Aguilera, not from Queens. Brooklyn, Mia Aguilera. Make sure that you go and give her a follow too. I'll be loving her Instagram. She understands taking pictures, man, especially during the fall. So we're gonna see that the spring is coming. All right, you're gonna have to step your game up. I'm telling everyone now to go check your Instagram, Mia Aguilera. We also have someone here that I haven't seen before, Kimmy Ramirez. Hi, Kimmy. I hope you are enjoying yourself. What's up? I'm liking the glasses too as well. You are popping on screen, loving it. Oh, and haircut too. Look at that, Kimmy's ready. Kimmy's like, oh, I knew I was getting called on Zoom. I came ready today. I hope you are enjoying yourself today, Kimmy. And of course, I got to give a shout out to someone else wearing glasses out in the UK, my lady, Mariella Salazar. I appreciate you checking us out as well. Executive producer of 2 venues, 1 mic. That is going to be this weekend. I am excited about all that good stuff. All right, let's keep it moving because we got some more goodies for you. Next coming up is Andy Markert. And now you may be like, wait a second, didn't Andy already go or something? No, he was just in the Withdrawns poem. That's what it is. That's why you may have heard his name already. Andy, my man, it is good to see you. Let the good folks know where they can find you online if they didn't already figure it out in the Withdrawns poem. And then you got 3 minutes to rock out, man.
Hi, my loves. How are you? You can find me on Instagram at Andy Meerkat in that little bubble beneath my head. And tonight on theme comes some old shit. And here we go. This poem is called The Space Between Sleep and Waking, after Michael Lee. I keep having the same dream over and over, where I'm standing on a beach, watching the waves roll in. The ocean is a terrible thing, tinged dark blue with melancholy. I used to see you out there just at the edge of vision on the horizon, bright light reflecting off a dark blue, like the neon lights cutting through the dark night, like a road sign on the interstate of my life, bright and longing and home. Now it's just dark clouds. I can't see beyond my horizon, but maybe that's the point. I lied last night. A little lie that breaks my heart when I say I didn't think of you. Perhaps I lied only to myself to prove I'd make it. I'm so good at lying to myself. If I keep telling myself I didn't, maybe one day I won't. My feet are rooted in the sand. I cannot move my arms. The water's so cold, it feels like I'm melting. So cold, it sucks the air from my lungs, shattering my meaning. The sand's so wet, it might as well be concrete. Sharp, jagged shells cutting into soft feet, the salt on my lips. I cannot tell if they are tears or an ocean spray slap sting to my face. They taste so similar. I think I want to go home. Never quite know what that is, wade out into the ocean of my desire. I think if I swim hard enough forward, I'll find out what I want. Maybe the clouds will open. Maybe I can chase my dream through the surf. I wish I knew how to swim better, or knew what I really wanted. Fuck, how easy it would be to pick up that needle or chew that pill and let the water take me. How deep my desire for self-destruction lies beneath the surface of those waves. Fuck, she's such a beautiful siren of pain. I wouldn't even notice how pretty the song would be before my obliteration. It'd be just like meeting an old friend again after so many years, her razor nails against my face. I wonder if she still knows the words that make me melt. I wonder if she missed me. My feet are in the sand, hands white knuckle gripping nothingness. Then I wake up. And perhaps that is the victory. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up,
Great
Andy
job,
Markert.
Andy.
Holy
I
shit.
love work.
Whole trip. Amazing.
Prophetic, like a meerkat. You pop up, you look around, find the truth, and be like, yeah!
Andy Markert. You can find him at Andy Meerkat. Make sure you go give my man a follow at Andy Meerkat. Woo! We are his loves because we love his poetry. We love it. We love it. All right. So Tabitha was supposed to be next, but we are going to get to next is Paul Conqueso. Before we get to Paul Conqueso, okay, who is now part of the New Rican Poets Cafe, hosting fraternity, sorority, siblinghood, whatever you want to call it. He is hosting our karaoke nights here right after Hybrid. We are going to get to him. I really quickly want to introduce Mr. Producer, the sung hero of the evening, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. And right after Ron gives his shout out, we are going to get into Mr. Paul Conqueso, who I see is playing with his mullet, the only man I know who could pull off a mullet. Yo, Ron, unmute yourselves and let the good people know where they can find you online and what you got going on.
Thank you so much, Advocate. You can find me at Ron Mark Thompson on 4 different platforms, as well as my organization Bronx Art and Fun Hub. I put the info in the chat, BXAFH. I'll be doing a writing prompt workshop this Thursday, and next month we will be doing 2 ekphrastic poetry and prose to catch up on the one that I had to cancel earlier this week. I also work at the Wordz Right. I put that in the chat, and I just want to give you a big shout out, Advocate, for the wonderful workshop that you hosted yesterday, both in the New Rican Poets Cafe and online in Zoom. We learned a lot for whoever who was shy attending. I definitely encourage you to check it out. Even I was surprised. You know, the writing we did, what we learned was amazing. You know, thank you for doing that for our community. It's definitely worth it. And this Saturday, everyone, please come to the 2 venues, one mic with Tokyo, 10 p.m. Hosted by Advocate and executive produced by Mariella and produced by yours truly. And karaoke next month, which is a great segue. Advocate, would you like me to introduce Paul, or you want to do it yourself?
You're doing it. Go ahead. You're segueing in. Let's get it going.
Good. Then let me introduce you my producing partner, the wonderful MC, host, organizer. I mean, he just did so great. Please keep coming to karaoke evening every second Saturday of the month right after Hybrid. Paul, I am so happy that you are here with us. Paul, how you doing? You know the drill. Go ahead and introduce yourself and then go ahead with your poem.
Of course, Ron. Just wanted to give you your flowers, brother. You're the man in the chair. You are the producer, and none of these shows would have run as smoothly or at all whatsoever without you in the room. So I just wanted to give you your flowers too, because we done with RMT. Before I get started, I just want to say, please come through to 2-1. Come to everything that the Nuyo is planning, because they are back now, fully operational, just popping shit off 7 days a week, whether it's an in-house writing retreat or it's an online event like you're at tonight, or any of our events like Advocates Wednesday Night Slam or the Friday Night Slam returning soon, or my karaoke event April 9th. All right, so before I start, Storm God's in the motherfucking building. Perfect Storm coming soon. Sound of the Underground, Men Who Heal. This piece is called Requiem for a Nightmare. Saudade. It's a Portuguese word I've long been in love with. Means a deep nostalgia you can't fulfill, because whatever it is you are missing is long gone, like most of the best words in existence. It has no direct translation to English, nor any other language, a piece of vernacular perhaps only shared by the Welsh concept of Haraeth, a coined term for deep longing to return to a state or location now ancient. It's my first apartment, Saudade, the high school they demolished just to build condos on, Saudade. My mother's hugs, Saudade. The grandpas I never met, Saudade. For my innocence, Saudade. It is this place between awake and sleep I can only reach in dreams which manifest malignantly, incessantly taunting me, haunting me like some evolved form of ghastly, dream-eating wraith tattered as Freddy's sweater in boiler room scenes. What I mean to say is that my dream seemingly inception me, spinning totem, not convinced whether this is waking dream or reality, like MLK Avenue signs always bullet pinged on intersection of Elm Street, night terror. Suddenly I'm awakening in my childhood house in ironbound on Napoleon bones, apart from from my grown up anatomy travesty is I'm back to 8, back to the blurry edges of memory sheets cut up in shadow puppet plays of monster pantomime. Once again, product of poverty, of inner thigh fondling. You push so deep into pockets of PTSD. This feels more fever dream. Inception kicked out of at 2.999 as ref was counting you down for the countdown in the 11th round. 12 steps from recovery and fuck Drew Hill, because I was never 5 steps nor 3 wishes from touching the heavens above. My after school specials of empty pantries holding Monopoly on Dark Knight caved in PTSD. Call Jumanji, please, when you reach home, end the game. Wouldn't you let you pass go to get out this jungle, collect free parking packed to capacity, just visiting jail, scrabbling memory between truth and fallacy during operation, connecting 4 paths traced in veins we shoot while laddering into Candyland. Shit, you sunk my battleship. Come on, let's go again. Double back, roll again. Snake eyes, snake again. Roll back, trouble brings double. Let's go to this sunken wonderland some call object permanence under the surface pressure you can't measure, like a geyser set to burst or a thresher shark thrashing. I wish I could tell this 8-year-old hatchling I'm sorry for the trouble I caused in not calling their bluff, trying to grasp how my younger self could handle all this and still carry the capacity to have saudade for a time in life he couldn't decipher the nightmares from reality, knocked over this high chair, eternal sunshine of this spotless minding, my own adolescent being grown now past the fondling, the don't wake daddy and shh, no one has to know, fracturing throat like ransom paid. He gathers his games and tokens, and faster than the Hans Zimmer score can kick in, the totem flick spins and wobbles, revolving like a revolver's chamber, pirouetting hurrayeth until finally the saudade, for the moment, it all comes to a halt.
Wow, everyone, please unmute yourself.
Jesus, Paul. Storm gods are in the building.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Always dope.
Wow, amazing. Elemental and Paul all in the same night. How powerful. Thank you so much, Paul. Please support Paul. Come to all the events at the New Regan Poets Cafe. Check out, everything else Paul is doing. So glad you're part of the community. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Paul. And Christian also reminded me in the chat, tomorrow in the Bronx, Art in the Basin. Some of you may know it's a smaller open mic in a small cafe, in person, hybrid online. If you want to come, I'll put that in the chat as well. Thanks for reminding me, Christian. I hope I see you there tomorrow. All right, coming up next, we have Hector Castaneda. I'm gonna unmute you as to start video, aka at Dog Days Are Over, in case somebody didn't know, the Dog Days are over. Hector, welcome back to a Monday Night Online Open Mic. I know you've been attending more and more often, so glad to see you here. Please introduce yourself to everyone who may not know you yet, and then go ahead with your 3 minutes.
For sure, thank you. So my name is Hector Castaneda, also known as Dog Days Are Over. I'm here based in Ohlone territory, also colonially known as San Jose, California. And I'm a producer, creative coach, poet, musician, all the things. And so this piece that I'm going to read is called Self-Portrait, and it's a featured piece from my chapbook, well, more book than chat. My book, Strange Alchemy, out now on Etsy. I'll be dropping some links so that you all can access it and get a copy. And without further ado, this is Self-Portrait. I'm dancing through hallways of the house in my mind, looking for fluid darkness already flowing inside my own cathedrals. My body is not a temple. It is something much more divine, a breathing organism. Divinity my cells hold amount to more than my own soul. Do they? Where is the line drawn between who will become more God than what is incomparable? But waves reflecting moonlight remind me I've learned enough tonight from moments that do not shine, because beauty is really just pain, re-alphabetized into an etymology of gold over fractures, broken into a ghost of the word perfect. And the same could be said for the house inside my brain. I've learned to architecture from dripping dark, seething out my pores. The moon taught us all. She always has been a reminder, her radiance, phasing magnificence, just like my every wake and wane and window pain, and how anything can become it. Pain, the one thing that will destroy so mercilessly, it will amnesia your restful, make you forget you can phoenix the atom bomb in your heart, because sometimes all I can ever do is wait the moment I will run. 3, 2, 1, and go. As the strings fire, they ice their way in skies to pass through, and Trojan the horse, the strings woven vertically so tightly across my face. They are unlearning unnecessary tension when all else seems to threaten. I can break through. I know I can. I just need a breaking so graceful, you would think I had planned how I would be reborn, cycle once more. Unwind me. I know the mirror can. He has my same hands to slowly peel back my skin, the same pen as well, the same feet to get back up onto. I take myself apart like no lover dreamed they could. Undo myself so carefully, pieces could be resealed in a single origami precise sleight of hands, like I was telling myself to stay put this entire time, and my stagnant wholeness. One of the boldest self-surgeries you have ever fucking seen. I can love myself back into radiance, back into ease of internal flow, back into remembering my otherness, to become a shred of divine worship. It's called back into the prayer this way, as if there were not any divinity before, but I remember all the music after the amen, all the harmony before Amen Ra lost its sun, the sun shone before we ever fucking named it. No thing, no where, no name could ever confine me, no syllable or lack thereof could ever confine or define me, no ocean could ever not remind and unto. You remember what birthed first, she. Earth, she is a home from explosions. Universe says, when will humanity learn to silence its own eruptive detonations of external, internal war? Because I'm still outpouring all the explosion in my veins, and I am still sitting, dancing in that internal house, my cathedral body phoenixed into moonlit loose string. I observe this new lunar self-alchemy, this new potential mosaic quilt. I observe this new lunar self-alchemy, this new potential mosaic quilt in silence. How to knit myself and the world back together at the same time. Strange alchemy.
Everyone, please unmute yourself. Give a big round of applause.
So your passion is on a whole nother
Amazing
level.
job,
Yes.
Hector.
So good.
Let's
Doing great.
Thank you. Please drop by and socials in the chat. Feel free to connect with me. Thank you all so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much, Hector. Yes, everyone, please support him. His many businesses, his coaching, his teaching, very powerful performance. Not just what you read, but how you performed it and read it. So thank you so much. Dog days are over. Hector, thanks for coming here on Mondays. All right, before I hand the mic over to the boss, I'm going to introduce one more poet, Vex Lex. Let me unmute you. And Vex from New York City, from Harlem, and I actually have seen you online at Art in the Basin. We may see each other there in person or online again. And Vex, I just have to let you know, because I'm from Germany, so English is my second language. When I hear vexed, I always think as in VAC, vaccine. So I'm not going to ask you if you're vaccinated or not, you know, so that's just on the side. But I am so glad you're here. You know the drill. Introduce yourself to everyone again, and then go ahead with your poem.
Okay, hi everybody, I'm VexLex. You can follow me on Instagram at VexLex Poetry. And I have 2 pieces tonight. First one is called Ridicule. Fat shaming children does not create skinny adults. It gnaws at vulnerable flesh, reopening wounds that never quite learn how to heal. Fat shaming children does not toughen their skin. It flags a warning label over the reflection they see, the image they so desperately want to avoid because it seems as though love comes with conditions. You don't need to point out how they keep ripping their pants, how they're constantly outgrowing their shirts, when the kids at school already do a good job of that. Their weight is not appropriate dinner conversation or meant to be the subject of some poorly timed wisecrack. Fat shaming children does not come off as being concerned, but merely a tactic to make them feel small while you hide behind your own insecurities. And my last piece is called Reproach, sort of on theme for tonight. I do not feel safe in my own skin. I do not feel safe to be a woman. I do not feel safe to be. I say to myself as I walk down the street and pass a pack of men who turn their heads. I know that if one of them approaches me asking for my number, I will probably give it to him in the hopes that he will be satisfied and I can go on about my business. I know people may think I am foolish for giving up my real number, but women have been beaten for a lot less. Women have been stabbed for a lot less. Women have been shot for a lot less. Whenever a man has hit on me in public, I rush to tell him that I have a boyfriend because he may back down if he knows another man has already claimed me. It's backward logic and goes against everything I stand for, but openly rejecting a man seems to be an unjustifiable assault to his ego. And I do not want to end up on the 5 o'clock news. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourself.
Yo,
Give it up for
Vex.
Vex.
You came heavy with
Oh,
it
we like
tonight.
those.
Damn.
That was everything.
That was beautiful.
That was
Beautiful.
everything.
Beautiful.
That was very needed. Thank you. I needed that. I still need.
Vex Lex, you can follow her at Vexed Lex Poetry. I appreciate that poem. I always appreciate having you on here. Vex Lex has, as a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic, has also come and hung out with us and rocked on the stage here at the New York. We appreciate you so much, Vexed. Love you. A lot of love to you. Also, shout out to Hector. I appreciate you, man. That dude is like very expressive. I love it. This is why we want y'all to turn your cameras on so we can see that expression. And of course, a shout out to Mr. Paul Gonqueso for hosting the karaoke night right after Hybrid. We had too much fun that night. Appreciate you, brother. I am looking forward to the next one. And of course, to the sung hero of the community doing some hosting tonight, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. He will be in the building for 2 venues, 1 mic this Saturday. So real quick, I want to catch up because some people have come in late. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We stream it live every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Stream it live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube and you'd like to join us on Zoom, the number is on the screen right there, 279-995-364. That is the number every week. So if you happen to be watching this sometime in the future where this show is the past, make sure you write that number down on our Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plug that number into your Zoom and come join us and hang out. Of course, you can follow me online. I am on Twitter and on Instagram and on the YouTubes at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z because poetic license. Of course, check out New Eurekan Poets Cafe on YouTube, on Twitter and Instagram. I'm running it for the cafe. I've been really enjoying it. I've been getting really good responses with our social media right now. We only have a lot more to come. Ooh, I want to mention things, but I really can't because the boss told me not to. And the boss is La Bruja, our executive director. She also hosts the Thursday night online open mic. So if you can't wait until Monday to get some more online open mic from the cafe, Thursday nights at 9 5 p.m. Eastern, La Bruja host. Make sure that you come and you check it out. That was she actually kicked off our online open mics, and she did so well that the cafe was like, we need another night, and that's why we have Mondays. So shout out to La Bruja. Our open mic list is closed. It opens. Signups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 24 hours before the show. To sign up, you would visit neweureka.org and you would click full events calendar. After you click that, you would click on the date you're signing up for. So next week, you would click on the 21st, which is World Poetry Day. After you do that, you would order an artist RSVP ticket. That's the only way to get onto the open mic list. Order an artist RSVP ticket and you will get onto the open mic list. The first 25 to sign up are guaranteed a spot, and we have changed it. The waiting list is only 5 now because there's so many people who get number 33, 34, 35. We never really get to them. So the waiting list is only at 5. So make sure at 8 p.m. sharp you sign up. Also, want to remind you, if you would like to come to the cafe, the Wednesday night Poetry Slam Open is back. Last week we had such a great time. It was a great turnout. We were unsure, but the people came, and in fact, I thought we were gonna have a room full of poets, but we had a room full of audience. I actually had some spots open on our open mic list. Shout out to Devin, who won our first Wednesday night Poetry Slam Open. They were awesome. The doors open at 8 p.m. The sign-up list is a first-come, first-served basis. The line started at 7:15, 7:30. So make sure that you get here early if you want to rock out. It is such a pleasure to host the Wednesday night Poetry Slam Open because 20 years ago, that is how I got my start with the New York Poets Cafe on their Wednesday nights. That was hosted by the legendary Nathan P. Also, the Anthology Online Open Mic, a working title. That's not what it's going to be. We are actually going to publish a real book. If you have performed on a Monday or a Thursday night online open mic, you would like to be part of the anthology. Starting on April 5th, we are going to be accepting submissions. You are allowed to submit up to 5 original poems. All styles and languages are welcome. Poems must have been read on the Monday or Thursday night online open mic on or prior to April 4th. That may change, but if it changes, we're going to talk about that after April 4th. And one of the caveats is we want to know the date that you performed your poem. We are going to put that into the book. There is also something else that we are slowly beginning to work on behind the scenes in terms of documenting what we have done over the pandemic. Oh, I want to talk about it, but I can't. But let me just say, I have been leaning on La Bruja for some things, and it is finally working. She's caving. We're going to do some really awesome things here. I'm excited about that. Also, I keep mentioning it, the Let's Write a Book of Poems. It's going to be a year-long workshop. It started this past Sunday. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. We are doing it inside the New Eureka Poets Cafe and on Zoom. We are going over writing. Right now, we're in the phase of writing, and we're going to be writing a lot. We are going to then shift over into the phase of editing. I'm going to give you tips and tricks on editing, different types of editors, then different formats, how to put the book together, what to expect in publishing, what to expect from publishers, or if you want to publish independently, we're breaking it up into sections all year long. We are writing a ton of stuff. Like I said, it's inside the cafe and on Zoom. It's $18 per class. Or if you'd like to get a package deal, $60 for 4 classes, which means it's $15 per class, or $96, which gets you 8 classes, which means it knocks it down to $12 per class. We're trying to make it as affordable as possible. Also, if you do sign up for this, right, you can either the same prices for Zoom or the cafe, which means that if you've signed up and you got a package and you want to come into the cafe and do it, great. One day you're feeling lazy and you don't want to leave your house and you just want to join us by Zoom, great. For those of you who are out of state and have been joining us on Zoom and you know you're about to be in New York City and you want to come do it in the cafe, great, you could do it. Also, if you buy packages, I want to let you know those are not consecutive weeks. Even though we do it every week, let's say you have a bad week, you have an off week, or maybe, you know, you just want to spend some time with that special someone and don't want to hang out with me. It's totally okay. You will not be penalized. So example, if you buy 8 classes, you're with us for 5 weeks straight, you take some weeks off, you still got access to 3 sessions. Or if you want to do it every other week, however you want to divvy it up, it's totally up to you. All of that information is on the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's website, nuyorican.org, or of course you could follow me on social media. That information is there as well. Kotoba Slam Japan this Saturday. The doors open at 9:30 p.m. Then on Saturday, March 19th, we are doing 2 venues, 1 mic. Half of the open mic is going to be our people rocking right here at the stage at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and all of their glory is going to be projected onto the big screen over in Tokyo, Japan. And then the other half is going to be from these fantastic poets, this beautiful community in Tokyo, Japan, and we are going to project their beautifulness on our big projector here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. It's March 19th. You can get your tickets online at nuyorican.org. You go to the March 19th date. You can purchase your tickets there, or you can purchase tickets at the door. I'm so excited for this. This has been in the works for a long time. With that being said, we have caught everyone up. Let us get back to the poetry. And next up is Doug Kala. And I don't see Doug, right? Right, Ron? Right, Ron? No Doug. And then Sydney, but I see no Sydney. Right? No, Sydney. Okay, then we just keep it moving. But I think I did see Tukaya come in, right? Kyla Tukaya. Yep, I see her here. Let's see. Is she going to put her camera on? Is she going to unmute herself? Tukaya, are you there? Yes, she is. She's putting her camera on. Oh, look at her. That beautiful face is popping on screen. We love it. We love it. Kyla Tukaya Garcia, who I do know for a fact did get one of the Poem of the Weeks on Mondays. Sis, it is a pleasure to see you as always. Let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your fire.
Hola, advocate and poet familia. Happy Monday. Happy to be here with all of you, streaming from unceded Tongaland. And you can find me on the interwebs at Kylark on Instagram or kylagarcia.com. This poem is called Korokwa, which means remember, recently renamed. I had the honor of performing it last year on the 1-year anniversary of Brianna's murder. One of her relatives was in attendance, and that relative sent it to her mother. So in honor of Brianna. Brianna Taylor was sleeping before LMPD made her heartbeat stop. Brianna Taylor was sleeping, but every morning before March 13th, Brianna would wake up. The first time she opened her eyes was on June 5th, 1993. Born to a young single mother, Tamika promised she'd give the world to Bree. A happy baby, always smiling, started to walk before she turned 1 year old. As a toddler, she listened to the blues with her grandma. Her family said she always had a wise, ancient soul. Raised by loving relatives, her mama made sure her and her sister never witnessed hardship or strife. Even though no one had encouraged her to go to college, their mom told Brianna and Junia excelling in school was the key to a beautiful life. Brianna was a great student, never caused trouble or made a fuss. When she got older, she loved helping people. One of her first jobs was driving the elderly on a local senior bus. Brianna dreamt of being a nurse. She followed in her mother and grandmother's footsteps since they'd both been nurses' aides. Bree wanted to help those in urgent need, so after graduating, the ER was where she dreamt of being placed. She had a wild, infectious laugh, and everyone in her family described her as the glue that kept them together. She'd never let too much time pass before hosting game nights and cookouts, regardless of the weather. Her mama said Brianna refused to gossip. If someone she knew was hurting, she'd simply try to listen and help. She also described her as being bossy. She said her daughter had strong, confident sense of herself. As an EMT, she was beloved by her coworkers. They'd often leave her love notes reminding her that they thought she was one of a kind. Bree's best friend and sister called herself Bree's shadow. These two soulmate sisters could read each other's minds. Her mom taught her how to ride a motorcycle, and they dreamt of riding matching ones side by side. But even more than riding, Brianna loved to drive. She just bought her second car, a beloved Dodge Charger RT. She was saving up for a house to buy with her boyfriend of 5 years, and they were planning on starting a family. Kenny had already bought an engagement ring. Their plans for the future were bright. But all those plans evaporated on that horrific nightmare of a night. See, before Brianna became a hashtag, she was a daughter, sister, partner, and friend. She was a granddaughter, a coworker, a student, someone who healed and inspired people to no end. All her little cousins looked up to her. Her mom said she had a personal relationship with each and every one. Breonna Taylor changed the lives of her community and lived every day as if it were a revelation. I wish she was still an anonymous Black woman, moving into that new home, planning her wedding, healthy and alive. I wish her mom and Junia, who'd be her maid of honor, of course, were helping select her wedding dress and that she would live to be Kenny's bride. Surrounded by their village, Tamika would walk her down the aisle after raising her up on her own. I wish her grandpa could celebrate Brianna's nursing school graduation day with celebratory flowers instead of the ones that engulfed the funeral home. But her wedding day will never happen. That graduation day will never be. Her mom and her sister won't ever again get to hug their precious Bree. But the world does know her name now, and that her life was beautiful, even if it wasn't complete. And that name will reverberate throughout history every time a protester takes to the streets, which is exactly what brought us here tonight. Over 2,000 miles away from all the people who knew and loved her, the circle of Brianna's world. All of us never had the privilege of meeting her, but we've gathered here to remember this brave young girl. Brianna was 26 years old when she went to sleep that night. Brianna was sleeping. And even if justice was served, nothing could ever make it right. So let's hold her loved ones in our hearts and keep fighting to make this world a better place. Let's keep remembering that she was a real life human being with dreams and flaws and so much more we'll never know shining behind that beautiful face. Breonna Taylor's precious 26 years on this earth were not lived in vain. So please hold your candles high and join me as we say her name.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Takaya, y'all.
Oh my God. It's amazing, Takaya.
Wow. Make sure they don't forget that shit. Go.
Every time.
Go.
Wow.
Kyla Garcia, better known as Tukaya. Make sure that you give her a follow. This woman's always on point. Her poetry, her writing, her choice of words, and the emotion behind it, the thought behind it. Love having her as part of the community. Make sure you give her a follow. Tukaya, you are adored here. Never ever be a stranger. A mainstay here of the Monday night online open mic. Can't wait till you come back to New York City so we could get you on the stage here at the cafe so the people can feel you and your words could reverberate throughout the brick and mortar. Kyla Garcia, make sure that you go and give this woman a follow. All right, let's keep it going. All right. I don't think David Winston is here, right, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson? We're not going to skip. I know Christy Scribbles is next. Christy Scribbles is next. Just want to see that David Winston wasn't here. Shout out to DG Clearing who came in to check us out. Appreciate you, brother. Good seeing you. Shout out to Douglas Silver who is here week in, week out, even when he's not rocking. Thank you so much, brother. I see Mr. Tessa Somok is also listening in. My main man, Midnight, is also here. And the music is playing really loud up here, so that means I better get going to Christy to take it going. Let me unmute Miss Christy Scribbles. I just want to like DJ Scribbles. Okay, Christy, let the people know where they can find you online, and then take it away. We ready for you.
I am the Poetry Alchemist on Instagram. And to Kaya, I just wanted to say that poem will stay with me, and thank you for sharing it. Okay, so this poem is Settle In. To settle into nighttime like it is a normal thing, like it is a given, a taken and mistaken for a normal Christy thing, a thing that doesn't scare her, that doesn't chase her, that doesn't attack her. To settle into nighttime, into dream time, into my time, into me. This praxis of my keeping, an extended journey of my choosing, of relations with my own dream time, with my own nighttime time, with my own healing time, has stopped me in time, inside of my head, and stopped the tracks that led to nowhere, that led to drinks and led to lostness, led into the ones I didn't prefer and that didn't prefer me, and I got lost within my power, that I gave away in spades, in diamonds, in pearls of not knowing or understanding the connection of it all, of everything, of the universe, of the forces unseen, and the fibers of root systems that we are all inside of and connected to, and living within the living dream, the dream forward dream, the waking dream, the sleeping dream, the days of dream, and dreams of days and nights, and forgetting and remembering, and the tracking of our wandering through the corridors of the hallways found inside all of us. These dreams of imagination pull through and allow substance to form an expansion to find us, and emergence to emerge us, emerge from within us, the real we that can make us, and the ways we can teach us, and the dreams they will dream us, and we can dream them, and the duality, the multidimensionality of all the ways, and all of the people, and all of the places, and all of the times, and all of the dimensions, within all of the realities, dreaming together in the communal dream of we, the dream of community dream, the symbiotic dream of us that we are all in, that we are all a part of, that we are all dreaming of right now, in this moment, in this reality, inside this dream. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give it up for Christy Scribbles.
Nice job, Christy.
See with the inception.
Thank you.
Inception. Oh, Christy with the inception.
Christy Scribbles, a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Make sure you give her a follow at _poetry_alchemist. Christy, have you ever ended the night with the Good Night Sweet Poet poem for us? Have I ever asked you to do that? No? Would you like to do that tonight? Will you stick around for a little bit? Yes, I will get it to you. You will close it out for us tonight. Every week I like to try to get someone different on. So, you hear my voice all night long. I want to end with someone who is a member of the community, because this what we've built here is been by the community. It's for the community, by the community. So I love it. Also want to give a shout out to more people in the community. Tara from LA. I don't know if that's Los Angeles or Louisiana. Nonetheless, I know that Tara, they keep checking us out. They keep coming in and week out. Tara, we appreciate you. Also, Terry Rose Jertson in the Zoom building, always coming through and giving us love. Thank you, Terry. Also, the Samurai Poet. I see the Samurai Poet was here. Their video has been off the most of the time, but they did put it on for just a quick second. Oh, the video's back on. The Samurai Poet, brother, thank you for checking in. I see you two here. I think there was someone else here. Oh, Marcia Rivera. How can I forget Marcia Rivera? With her hat down, her eyes. Brooklyn is in the building. So is Jane Spoken Word. She stopped by. Oh, you see that, Marcia? She put it down. She got that hat down. I'm gonna wear it like in honor of Marcia Rivera right there. Yeah, we got Brooklyn in the building. Well, what? Also, shout out to Jane Spoken Word who's checking us out. She actually stopped by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe last night. It was a pleasure to see her in person. Okay, so we got Ivan Velez, Kimmy Ramirez. Kimmy said that they got a little something, and then we got Ray Jane. So now let us go to Ivan Velez. Now I feel like I've seen you before. I don't think you've been on Mondays, but maybe you've been on Thursdays, or you've been to the cafe or something, or have you been on TV or something?
Well,
like you seem familiar, Ivan.
Thank you for that. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I did the Thursday night open mic with Bruja, and that was my first time. So this is my first time Monday night. So I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Wait, Ivan, wait. That was your first time sharing poetry to an audience ever?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so did Bruja sing the Pop the Cherry song
yes,
for you?
Did.
Oh, I love it. I knew I saw you.
She was awesome.
I knew I remember you. I knew I remembered your face. I knew it. For those who don't know, listen, even if you've done poetry in front of an audience, if you ever do the Thursday night online open mic, just lie to La Bruja and tell her that you've never done it, and she will sing you this wonderful song. This is why Ivan is back. Because Ivan's like, yo, man, that made me feel so good. I want to do some more. Ivan, where are you located, brother?
I'm actually in Belleville, New Jersey, but I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised, and been here for 24 years. But I used to go to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe back in the day in the 90s, and I used to sign my name, as I told them the last time. But this is like technically my second time, so I'm privileged, and it's a pleasure to be here. To be
well,
part
Ivan, we back open, man. You better come over. You just across the river. You better come back to the cafe, all right?
I will. I promise.
Awesome.
I promise.
All right. So you see how we do here on Mondays. First, you let the people know where they can find you online if you got social media handles and stuff, and you want to share that. And then you got 3 minutes to rock out. Welcome to Mondays, Ivan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The next piece, this piece is basically just as I wrote it after I literally had a dream on Saturday, March 12th at 7:57 when I woke up. I'm walking out of a dark room and I spot a pile of shit, flies hovering. A decapitated head of a black bull blocks the front door. Flies everywhere. 2 dogs walk past me. I open the front door and I see the torso of the bull. It's impaled on my flagpole. I step outside. I'm naked, standing next to the trunk of a red car. The number 338 or 383-1411 is scribbled on it. I see a group of people, maybe 3 across the street. They wave at me. I am aware of being naked as I walk in backwards inside the house full of extended family and strangers. The atmosphere is friendly. I exclaim to myself, I can't believe they just saw my ass. Like I mooned them. Remember thinking humorous. 2 babies, baby girl topples and hits the head on the tiles. She's okay. No one's worried. I'm holding the baby boy, holding him, and I have tattoos on my arm and stomach. He's calm and safe. I feel like I'm being observed. I perform in a presentation dancing. I'm really impressed in the dream about how well I dance. Actually, great for me. I remember them watching the video on a tablet or a laptop afterwards. A man in a sports tan jacket, it's a black man, professor-like, and a female watches as well. I see a centipede on the wall scurry along. I point that out to the short woman. She turns and grabs the centipede. It got larger, like it multiplied, but in a circle, and throws it at me like a fishing net, and everything goes black. That's it. Thank you.
Unmute
One
yourself. Give it up for
That was
Ivan.
amazingly
What
detailed.
a
That was really
dream.
interesting.
of us.
Wow.
Damn. So
So
you know you
much
just fucked up,
in that
right? Because now
dream.
all your Mondays are gonna be right here, man.
Symbolism in that dream.
Oh,
Thank you.
that was dope.
Thank you.
One of us.
Dope,
One
man.
of us.
One
Elemental
Thank you.
Come on, man.
Of us.
Ivan, if you hear that people have screamed one of us, and because it's your first time at Monday nights, what that means is that, Ivan, you messed up. Because now you're going to have to come hang out with us every Monday because you are now one of us. The people like it. They have deemed it. You are now part of the cult. You probably had no idea that's what you were doing. So you have to come hang out with us every Monday now. Ivan, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for sharing. Make sure you come back, all right? We now know where to find you online, okay? We're going to come haunt you if you don't come back. And come across the river, man. The cafe is back open. Ivan Velez, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep it moving. Next we got, they said they got a little something for us, and that is Kimmy Ramirez with the fly glasses. Hi, Kimmy. Where are you located? Where are you from? We don't have to give us your full address, but where are you located?
I'm kind of near Midtown Manhattan.
Oh, okay. So you gotta come to the cafe too. Yup, I hear you. We hear you. You good to go?
Well, I haven't been there in years. I'm planning on coming Wednesday night. But last night I was in a private club in Gramercy Park, and I got told to stop speaking that language when I ordered a Cuba Libre mentirita from the bartender. So I wrote on a napkin some poetic anger. And so I wasn't planning to share anything tonight, but Wordz is like the most awesome MC ever. And he PM'd me like, do you have something? And I said, I can share this cocktail napkin if y'all don't mind. It's really short. Okay. Me gusta hablar español cuando puedo, when I can, but I can't in most situations with you nations, congregations, convexations that your plations. So I script prelingual musical notes upon 5 lines of receptive staff, E, G, B, D, F, every good bartender, doorman, frontman, improvising background riffs for your convenience in no tongues territory. That's all.
Oh, give it up for Kimmy!
Yes!
Tell him.
The bars, Dodo. Let's go.
Tell him. Tell him.
Oh yeah, you fucked up too.
Tell him. Tell him.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh.
Take that, corporations.
Kimmy Ramirez, Kimmy, put your info in the chat if you got social media. I love it, right? Like we all like community, we already know this. We already, when poets come on, they always give this. I don't do this often, or I just got this little thing I roll. It's just like off the cuff. It's not a big deal. And then boom, they drop a nuclear bomb. Kimmy Ramirez, do not be a stranger on Monday nights. And I am eager to see you on Wednesday. I don't know if you're going to sign up or you're just going to be in the audience. Nonetheless, I am eager to see you in person. Kimmy Ramirez. Oh, that was awesome. That was just like nuclear bomb drop. Boom. Boom. Napkin fire. The Withdrawn called it napkin fire. Yes. All right. I love it. All right. So we are going to follow that nuclear bomb and that napkin fire with a storm goddess. Where is she? I saw she was here. Where is this storm goddess? I am looking for Thunderlung. Oh, there is Thunderlung. There is Thunderlung. There, after a nuclear bomb gets dropped and everything's exploded, we got to bring in the storm, and that is Ray Jane, who will be at the cafe this Saturday. which is awesome because Ray Jane's also doing a show online, and I have made it so that she'll be able to stream that show online here at the cafe before 2 venues, 1 mic. Sis, it's a pleasure to see you. Let the good folks know where they can follow you online, and then the floor is yours.
Woo! First of all, thank you for your grace and the space that you make for us, the ways that you make for us, the invitations that you give us to be better. I thank you for that inspiration that you continue to be every day for us. So if nobody else said thank you to you today, let me be the one. All right. Thank y'all to y'all too for your energy, all the poets and creators before me. You've been fantastic. I'm inspired by you. Thank you for your space. These are a few small pieces from a workshop I'm in. When you guys get the opportunity, please do join workshops, learn from each other, because none of us are without the possibility, the need to learn and grow. So this one is Chasing the Moon writing series with Peggy Robles Alvarado. She's a monster herself. Few shorties based on moon quotes. Tell Me the Story by Hanukkah Ish. This moon loved the sun, so they made babies that twinkled to honor them. They filled the darkness, speckled its bottomless deep with touch, with moments warming space. Love crept out of small holes in the blanketing abyss, just wide enough for the miracle of heaven. Yours is the light by which my spirit's born. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. E. Cummings. My love warms beneath all that you stretch over. Covering me feels like your birthright. With honor, your night walks me home. I am a cemetery by the moon unblessed. Charles B. Audelaire, Paris Spleen. I have died many deaths. Among the constellations, my dust twinkles behind me. I need only look up to remember all the greatness that I have been. We are all like the bright moon. Still, we have our darker side. Khalil Gibran. Flip my moon today. Showed an irreverent onlooker, I am at least duality. Got dark real quick. Removed the safety that I am in, uncertainty. Took back my gravity, let the waters rise off the earth. With my back turned, I demanded what I am owed. Under your skin, the moon is alive. Pablo Neruda. This skin is where light comes for refuge. Deep dimensions in this epidermis transfer you back always. Thank you. If you like what you heard, you can find me at itsrayjane.com. That's ITSRAYJANE.com. If you want to see me in person with the family, catch us on Saturday, 9:30, 2-1, busting it up as usual, feeding off of each other's energy and returning it to the universe for you to warm yourself with. Peace and love to you all.
Bravo.
Give it up for Ray Jane. Unmute yourself. Give it up for her.
Great, Ray Jane.
I'm just grateful I get to share space with you. Oh,
We like what you hear.
love with you, sis.
We like what we
Sis.
hear. Of course, we like what we hear.
Ray Jane, give her a follow at It's Ray Jane, ITS Ray Jane. Even the when she talks to us is just poetic. She shares a poem and then she's talking about giving warmth back to the universe, like to warm us. I love it. I love me some Ray Jane. We're gonna be seeing her on Saturday night, but if you can't wait for Saturday night, go give her a follow. Check out her website. She's got several dozens recordings of her spoken word on her website. You can go check that out. Okay, so last but not least, because he stepped in late and I got some extra space. We never have space on a Monday night, but tonight is just a weird night. We got extra space. We're going to close it out with the OG, Mr. Paul Skiff. All right, because like we've just burned down the mic. We got to step away from the open mic and we got to go into the Skiff verse with my brother, Paul Skiff. part of the original gods of the New Rican Poets Cafe. Paul, it is a pleasure to have you. I know I just threw the hot potato into your lap, and now I'm saying, all right, do something with Paul. I appreciate you, Paul. Let the people know they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Oh, I always appreciate getting blindsided. Keeps me alert, you know. I'll throw a couple of short things up there, but first, thanks. I wish I could quote everything Ray Jane said, thanking you and everybody here. She's so eloquent in that way, but you know, thanks again for having this space wide open for everybody, and thanks everybody for being here again this week. Like I said last time I was here, I kind of just call this Inferno night now because it just, you know, ceaselessly burns to the sky. Everybody is so intense. It's just a couple of short things. I think I'll trot up over to Avenue A, hang out by the water plug, and wait for that blue-haired poodle to come by. And then I'll just stand there. So he'll have to go home and hold it all in until the evening walk. Boo boo, the pit bull thought to himself. Next is, you know, I used to tell people, if you're a poet and you live in the city, you're just sort of swimming in poetry all around you because you only have to go down to the corner and there's going to be 10 poems happening right there in front of you. You all know what I mean. The evening's dinner guests sat behind big plate glass picture window of the restaurant collectively, staring out at an ancient man standing on the sidewalk who posed for them with a huge branch of crabapple flowers tied to his head. None of the guests could figure out where the old man's smile had materialized from, or where he was hiding their ability to swallow dinner. And this is an experience from when I lived up on 11th Street way back in the 90s. Double parks, engine running, itches corner over lip with knuckle of thumb, decides to let the boiler run out of heating oil on the last day of February, punches phone off on deed holder in the Tombs, straightens black tights around camel toe, edges scar over left eye into the rear view, rolls pistol off same finger that peels out the rent, carries growl up 5 flights to demand cash. The landlady wants us to be the climax of her ritual. In her right of profiteering, paying rent here is like trying to dodge a robbery. Thanks. See you all soon. I hope maybe on Saturday. That goes for you too, Barry.
Paying rent here. It's like trying to rob a
Yes, for great poetry. Love it.
master.
The OG, the OG, the OG.
Jedi master.
The Jedi Master indeed. Shout out to Poetic, who is also here. My main man Japan. Shout out to Mariah. I don't think I recognize Mariah. Mariah with the fly hats. I know last week Paul Skiff was like, yo, how do I get me one of Mariah's hats? And of course, shout out to my man Paul Skiff. Oh my God, you gotta go check him out on Instagram, Skiffgram, or paulskiff.com. When you spell Skiff, that is with 2 F's. And of course, shout out to this man behind me. This is, let me see, without knocking my laptop over. I am in the office of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and this is one of the posters we have of Miguel Agarin, the founder of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, the man who has set the tone. And I know, like, I don't want to take anything away from La Bruja or from myself or the many people who work here at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe and make it what it is, but this is the man who started it, Miguel Agarin. And let me tell you, oh my God, getting to work inside the cafe is just so awesome. Getting to sit here and write, getting to work behind the scenes with it. I love it. There's something magical about this place. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate this community so much. Make sure you go and follow the New Eurekan Poets Cafe on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. And when you can, the cafe is back open. Make sure that you come here and get to feel the magic in here. There's just, I can't explain it, right? Like, I'd like to sit here and tell you that, like, there's some kind of great architectural structure of the cafe, but there really isn't. But there's just a magic to it in here, and I love it. Even in these offices, I'm in the basement right now. They got a show going on upstairs, and there's some kind of magic in here. I appreciate y'all so, so much. Shout out to my main man, my son, the sung hero of the community, Ron Mark Thompson. I hope to see y'all on Saturday. Of course, give me a follow at Advocate of Wordz, and when you spell words, that's with a Z, because I'm rebellious and grammar. With that being said, I have spoken all night long, and as has become the tradition, we like to give the last word to one of the members of the community, someone different. Every week gets to end it and close it out for us. And this week, we're going with Scribbles, Christy Scribbles. So I'm going to shut up. Christy, take us home. The floor is yours.
Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. This has been the Monday night online open mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hosted by the Advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community tonight, I, Christy Scribbles, would like to say good night, sweet poet.